In this bulletin, Bunisea Hospital, now a COVID facility. Objection to Rambuka's proposed party. And new fuel prices in effect. Good morning, Fiji. Bunisea Hospital in Kandavu has been set up as the main COVID-19 admission facility with a 20-bed capacity. There are now 232 active cases of COVID-19 on the island, and Permanent Secretary for Health, Dr. James Fong, says sections of the hospital have been designated as a triage area, COVID admissions wards, and non-COVID admission wards. Dr. Fong says 3 COVID patients are currently admitted at the hospital and in stable condition. He adds for pregnant mothers and near-term mothers have been brought to Bunisea Hospital for close monitoring. The Bunisea Secondary School has also been identified as the possible immediate care facility if patient numbers continue to increase. 9 health screening teams are in Kandavu to systematically undertake outbreak assessment for the 75 villages and 15 settlements on the island. The Registrar of Political Parties has received 1 objection against an application by Sitiveni Rambuka for his proposed People's Alliance Party. Registrar and Supervisor of Elections Mohammed Sanim says this is part of the process for registering any new party. Sanim expects to have the matter dealt within the coming days. Rambuka lodged an application to register the proposed People's Alliance about 2 weeks ago.
We're in the process of verifying the application, and we will be considering an objection that has been received as well and the response of the party, proposed party, before we make any announcement. It should be done within the next few days or maybe next week.
The increasing number of fires is a concern for the local government ministry, with 15 incidents recorded in August alone. Minister Pramila Kumar says these fires have left 54 people homeless in the middle of a pandemic. They have lost all their assets and belongings. Last week alone, the National Fire Authority attended to 10 incidents. Kumar says between January and August, there have been 75 structural fires costing around $6.7 million.
24th of August, there was a fire in Nakasi and Navoli Bar. On 25th, there was a fire in Yalalevu Bar and Yandua Singatoka on 26th, Punika Lambasa on 28th, Navua and Tadira on 29th, fire in Bar and Waini Malika, and on 30th of August, we had a fire in Yoroi Village, Sabo Sabo.
Over $1 billion worth of environment impact assessments were processed and approved by the Environment Ministry in the last financial year. While making submissions to the Standing Committee on Public Accounts Ministry, Acting Permanent Secretary Ritesh Das says EIAs are crucial in mitigating environment and social impacts as they work to bolster development. Das says EIA are critical to ensure the natural and historic heritage of the proposed development site is not affected. EIA is a legislative process under the Environment Act of 2005 and Environment Management Regulations of 2007 and is being administered by the Environment Department since the past 14 years.
The Department of Environment remains the sole agency for the administration of the EIA process, and this has been in place since 2007. And if you take a longer term view, this amounted to $5.3 billion in the last 4 years. This is testament of the strength of the EIA process that the ministry administers.
New fuel and liquefied petroleum gas prices have come into effect. Motor spirit now costs $2.54 per litre, an increase of 8 cents, while premix has increased by 7 cents per litre and costs premix at $2.15. The price of diesel increased by 1 cent and now costs $2.06 per litre. Kerosene is the only commodity that will show a decrease in price by 8 cents a litre and now costs $1.55. A 4.5 kg cylinder will cost $15.19, an increase of $1.41. The price of a 12 kg cylinder has increased from $36.74 to $40.51. This is an increase of $3.77. The price of a 13 kg cylinder has increased by $4.09 and now costs $43.89. Bulk gas costs $2.86 per kg, an increase of 26 cents per kg, and auto gas has increased from $1.74 to $1.92. The FCC will conduct the next fuel and LPG price review on October 1st. A few resorts in the Western Division have already received international bookings, even with Fiji planning to open borders later in the year. This is a positive sign given the high competition from other destinations. Discussions are also underway by stakeholders to identify the protocols that will need to be implemented when borders reopen to the world.
And for the tourists. So I think from that perspective, the industry, I have absolute confidence that they will support and work with us.
Humanitarian organizations are calling for health services to be localized. Fiji Council of Social Services Executive Director Radhavani Thatanasinga says sexual and reproductive health services should be prioritized for decentralization so that women are not exposed to the risk of becoming infected with COVID-19. She was part of a panel discussion discussing sexual and reproduction health during a crisis. At the height of the outbreak, the Colonial War Memorial Hospital in Suba and the Lautoka Hospital have been source points for the spread of COVID-19 and been put under lockdown as well. Minister for Health Dr. Ifiremi Wanganambete acknowledged there are challenges but adds they are working with the resources they have.
Once we are challenged like the Minister of Health around the world, we are able to stand and continue to respond and deliver services as the best as we can.
And to our latest COVID-19 update for today, Fiji recorded 505 new COVID-19 infections for the period ending at 8 a.m. yesterday. 343 cases are from the West, 105 from the Central Division, and 57 from Kandavu. 7 people have died from COVID-19 over a 4-day period from 27th to 30th August. Fiji has recorded 46,646 cases since April this year. There are now 19,151 active cases with 266,761 recoveries in total. The COVID-19 death toll now stands at 496. The vaccination campaign also continues around the country. In the latest update, 559,650 or 95.6% of the total population have received their first dose of the AstraZeneca vaccine. 271,329 or 46.7% of eligible Fijians are now fully vaccinated. The 5 most vaccinated areas include Ba, Rewa, Nandrunga and Naitasiri, which are now 100% first jabbed. Next is Nandi. Up ahead, Fiji volleyball sets target. Welcome back. The Fiji Volleyball Interim Administration wants a national team to take part in the Pacific Mini Games and Commonwealth Games next year. Fiji Volleyball Interim President Kemueli Nainkama says forming a new national squad will be easier said than done. But first, the Federation is working on ensuring its local competition gets back on track and its debts are cleared.
One of the sole reasons that we have come together to form the interim administration of the Fiji Volleyball Federation, because of the international commitment. We do not want players to be competing amongst them within the association.
For the first time in cricket Fiji history, a national team will be chosen for the inaugural ICC Under-19 World Cup. It comes at a challenging time for the association amidst the pandemic, but work has already begun on getting a team together. Cricket Fiji Interim Chief Executive Sitiveni Rakora says this is an exciting time for women and girls in cricket.
International Cricket
Council have now endorsed the Under-19 Women's World Cup in 2023. So this will be a first for our women. It's usually this is only held for Under-19 men, and then the men's tournament.
Fiji's Inosi Mates Paralympic journey has come to an end after finishing 10th in the Javelin F64 final at the Tokyo Games last night. Mainly fine, moderate southeast winds. A weak trough of low pressure lies slow-moving just to the northeast of the group. Associated cloud and showers affects the eastern and northern parts of the country. That's FBC Morning News. Join us at 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. For news you can trust, get the facts from FBC's TV, radio and digital news at fbcnews.com.fj. Take care and good morning.